It is not that she is not distressed being away from her husband. But like Anupamaka said, the tone that she gives to Ravana, Sita, Draupadi, whenever Mahalakshmi is angered, we know that the Vinasham of that Kulam is very, very near. So that itself is indicated over here. She herself tells Ravana that if I wanted with my own tapas, I could have destroyed you completely, but I am not doing that because this is meant for him to do. So let him come and do his work. And further, as the katha goes on, Hanuman meets her and he tells her, I'll leave now, I'll take your leave. Hanuman says that, not me, I'm still here for a few minutes. And when Hanuman says this to her, he says, I have a small thing to do. I'll finish that small thing. That small thing is Lanka Dahanam. Here is something to pause and see. When Jagannatha is angered, Jagannatha's anger, as we said, equates to Sarvam. Everything is destroyed. This is not the only form of Jagannatha who destroyed. Look at the context of Sita and Ravana. Ravana wants Sita for himself, which means that he does not see her as Rama's Ardhangini. He thinks Rama is separate, Sita is separate. The second you separate Purusha and Prakriti and you want Prakriti alone, that you believe you can manipulate Prakriti and have her as your own, your destruction is very near. The same parallel you draw, there's an avataram of Jagannatha where she comes and there is one person who does not want to see her with her husband and does something to insult her husband. She goes to that man's house and she burns his house. Who am I talking about? Sati, when she goes to Daksha's Yajnam. There also she burns, here also she burns. Because Daksha and Ravana are identical in many ways. Daksha does not want to acknowledge Shiva, Ravana does not want to acknowledge Rama. The minute you do not want to see Purusha along with Prakriti, you have limited Prakriti to just what you are seeing in front of you. To remind you that she is eternally his, she will bring you down to Bhasmam. And that is why Hanuman goes to do Lanka Dahanam. But when Hanuman does Lanka Dahanam, Sita with all her tapas emerges for us. Because Tripura Sundari, on one hand, is about how Hanuman sees her. How does Hanuman see her? Even while he's talking to her, even while he's leaving. In various Ramayanas, the last look Hanuman gives to her is, although she is Mahatripura Sundari, who is she thinking of? Again, we draw from Shakta Sampradayam, where we see one beautiful verse that Valmiki says. He says that she is Ramamevanu Pashyati. She's seeing, she's in the middle of Ashokavanam, there are Rakshasis all around her, all of this is happening. But for her, she sees Rama and Rama alone. If you go into Manidvipam, which is not that easy to go into, but there when you see Lalita Mahatripura Sundari, Lalita Mahatripura Sundari's eyes are not open, contradicting the pictorial depictions that we have. Lalita Mahatripura Sundari's eyes are almost open. They are slightly open, as a matter of fact, because as the Ashtotram says, Nija Bhadru Mukhamboja Chintanaye Namo Namaha. Her eyes are closed and she is constantly contemplating on her husband. And that is what is making Lalita smile. If you see the smile of Kanchi Kamakshi, it's because she's thinking of her husband. Sita has the same smile in her because she's thinking of Rama. So this beautiful aspect comes out, and when she's thinking of Rama, who is a Dharmatma, Sita's own Dharma is not anything less. So what happens is Hanuman goes out for Lanka Dahanam, and one of the Rakshasis comes and tells Sita that, are you aware that that monkey that came and spoke to you, that monkey's tail is being burnt, so he's being taught a lesson for what he did. At this point, Sita panics because she says, he has come just for my sake. Now he has come for my sake and his tail is going to be burnt. Is it fair? This is where you distinguish that this is not a human being. If it is a human being, you will pray. You will just say, I hope Hanuman is okay. Sita does not say that. Sita presents the dharma that she followed and uses that dharma to negotiate what should come for Hanuman. Because when we look at this, we understand why she is a dharma swarupini herself. She says very, very beautifully, she makes 4 shlokams, all ending with the same 4 lines. Shito bhava hanumataha. May Hanuman be cool. And in those, I will take one gem of a shlokam amongst all of them. She says, this is a beautiful way of negotiating dharma, which means that you present the dharma you are following and say, if this dharma is true, not if I have followed this dharma truly without any mistakes, that I might have forgotten to fast on Ekadashi, nothing like that. If this dharma has value, Shito bhava hanumataha, Hanuman's tail will be cool. What is that dharma? She says, Yadimam vritta sampannam, if I have been true to my vratam of what? My pativratam. Yadimam vritta sampannam tat samagamalasam, if I am waiting to be with him, with what? Manasa vacha karmana. If my mind, my speech and my actions want to be with him and him alone. Look at the layers. Yadimam vritta sampannam, if I have been true to my vratas, and if I want to be with him and him alone, and a third clause, Savijanati dharmatma, if that dharmatma, Ramachandra, knows this, then let Hanuman's tale be cool. So when does she say, what is the layering of our dharma? That if all these things are true, Hanuman's tale will be cool. And sure enough, Hanuman's tail is very much cool. And when Hanuman looks at his tail, he's burnt all of Lanka. He looks at his own tail and he said, how is it that my tail is not burning? How is it that I'm not feeling anything at all? And he says three beautiful things. One of them is Rama Prabhavad Ashcharyam. I'm amazed at the Prabhava of Rama that can protect anybody anywhere. That is Sri Rama Raksha, Samasta Jagat Raksha, as everybody in Andhra says. And the second thing is, this is because of the tapas of Sita that I am protected. At various points, Hanuman uses Agni references to talk about Sita because Hanuman understands that this Mahatripura Sundari is the same one that is spoken about in the Durga Suktam, where he says, Tam Agnivarnam tapasa jwalantim vairochanim karma phaleshu jushtam Durgam Devi Gum Sharanamaham Prapadye Sutarasi Tarase Namaha. I am bowing down to that goddess who is Agnivarnam and who is Karma Phala Pradayini. So which Agni burned down Lanka? Was it the Dharma Agni or was it Sita's Krodha Agni? That is a question to stay and to pause with.